So when we got to the visual identity, we started with a creative brief and a strategy, and we knew that carrying over from the brand strategy, what we really wanted to communicate in this AutismBC logo and visual is we wanted to evoke positive emotion. We needed to communicate inclusivity, community. We wanted to be bold and refreshing. We wanted to communicate the idea of a journey as well, because that was the key message, is that autism is a journey. So that needed to come across.
Yeah, so from there we further refined all those concepts. We basically built them into 3 pillars. One being an individual's journey with autism. The second one being AutismBC being this sort of central hub for the community. And then the third one being diversity and inclusion. And so we compiled a series of graphics and illustrations and different visual styles and paired them with the 3 buckets to see which sort of grouping would AutismBC be drawn towards the most. And what we found was they were being drawn towards the journey element of it, and they were also being drawn to the diversity inclusion. So that helped us further narrow down the direction we were going to take with the visual. Once we kind of picked up on those notes, we built out 2 different mood board directions. One built around the whole idea of the journey, and then the other one built around diversity and inclusion. The diversity and inclusion mood board was built around sort of a mosaic graphic style, where you'd have all these unique individual pieces coming together to form this big collective whole, this beautiful, this beautiful, colorful, graphic element. The journey mood board, it was built around this sort of illustration style with a simple line drawing that helped communicate the big events that occur for an individual over the course of their experience with autism. And it made the whole experience and the brand feel very approachable and not too intimidating. And that was an important element of what we were trying to communicate. We ended up going with the diversity and the mosaic style. And so from there we built out 4 logo illustrations. All of them pertain to the idea of diversity inclusion, but ultimately we ended up going with the one that still pulled on those 3 pillars, the idea of inclusion and diversity, the idea of the journey, and the idea of AutismBC becoming the sort of central hub to bring in the community together.
Making a decision and choosing the final logo was definitely a challenge, especially because there were so many audiences that we had to consider, and AutismBC, the core team, really wanted to make it a collaborative decision, involve the board members, the committee members who were involved in the visual identity process, and make sure that everyone had a say in what the final logo was going to be. So they were able to come to a decision as a group, which I think was really special, is that it really was a decision made by the community.